Hi everyone, I want to talk to you about muscle imbalance in running and how you can fix it and why it's really important to fix it. My name is Steve Gonzo, physical therapist with Run Smart. You might be able to see that I'm in tights right now because we're about to go skiing on this Bluebird day. Super excited. We got about 2 to 3 feet of snow yesterday. But before we go out, I wanted to jump on because I did have a question come across the quote-unquote desk, aka email, about running injuries, muscle imbalance, things like that. Real quick, like muscle imbalances for runners, it's pretty clear. It usually has to do with a weak right or left leg compared to the other ones. I see this quite a bit in soccer players. Let me make sure I'm even on the screen. I see this quite a bit in soccer players. So believe it or not, like if you played soccer at any point in your life, or you did some kind of sports other than running, soccer in particular, if you're a right-footed kicker, the stance leg, the left leg tends to be the stronger side because it supports all the body weight while the right leg kicks. So we see one side weaker than the other. Typically, if you don't play like soccer or anything, it's the dominant side. So if you're right-handed, it's right-footed, whatever it might be. So you can have a weak side, one versus the other. That would be an imbalance. The other thing is glutes versus quads. Glutes and quads. This is another common imbalance that we see, where the quads are too dominant, the glutes are too weak, and that's typically because we spend too much time running. The glutes are very important for running. They're the supporter of the rest of the body, but people tend to be over dominant in their quads. And then the final thing is flexibility, hamstrings, so your hams and your hip flexors. So there tends to be a big discrepancy there. These are the 3 most common imbalances we see. You can actually find the weakness in the glutes together. I'm going to teach you a couple things with that, but these need to be fixed. Get my right eraser here. These need to be fixed because if you want to be injury-free, you want to take care of this stuff, you want to run your best, this is the way to do it. And plus, it's the way that you can have a long and healthy running career. Real quick before I show you this, there is a link in the post to the Run Smart apps. There's a $1 trial tucked inside that. All the strength workouts, run form information, training plans you could need, and you can try it out for 2 weeks, so check out the link in the post. Okay, so easy ways to understand if you have an imbalance. I have a couple ways to do this, so I encourage you guys just to check this. The easiest way to start is to check your balance. So balance is super important in running. What I generally recommend for my runners, because can you legitimately stand on your left foot for 20 seconds and your right foot for 20 seconds. Very, very simple, low-key test that I like to check to look for just an imbalance in your balance. So go ahead and try that. Can I stand on my left for 20? Can I stand on my right for 20? Very low level. The next level up that I like to check to see if there's an imbalance is a single leg squat. So you're going to stand in balance. If you pass this one, you go on to here, stand on the single leg, and then just squat down 10 times on your left, 10 times on your right, all the way up to 20 reps if you feel pretty good, and see does one side feel stronger than the other. Typically, most runners, if they do any strength training, they do it with both legs on the ground. And imagine for a second if you're doing a lot of squats and lunges. What'll happen is because both legs are engaged, you'll actually just use the strong side to overcompensate. You'll never know there's an imbalance there. So by going to a single leg, you take the friend away, you see if the body can withstand it. So I like single leg squat next to address that. And then finally actually there's 2 more, but I'll give you one more, is a side plank. So get in a side plank on your right side, whether it's the knees or the toes, however strong you are, and do the right side. How long can you hold up to a minute there? Get on your left side. How long can you hold up to a minute there? And what you'll find is an imbalance in the core and the stability of your body. So we want to try to identify these imbalances early, and then how do you fix them? Well, the fixes are really working on strength training that can target these areas. So for example, single leg activity is always the best way to do this, step ups, things like that. I recommend Run Smart 10, Base 3, Base 6 Bootcamp inside the Run Smart app. If you haven't tried those, there's a link in the post, check those out. But one of the questions that I always get is, like, if I'm going to do strength workouts on my left and on my right, but my left's already stronger, is my left just going to keep getting more strong than my right because I'm doing exercises on both sides? So how do I even myself out and not continue to build the imbalance? And this is a very important question, and I want to talk you through this. So any exercise is going to have a ceiling. This is as far as it can go. This is the max strength you can get from an exercise. An arbitrary line, make sure I'm still on here, an arbitrary line that any exercise can get you this strong. Let's say your left side is starting here and your right side is starting here. So as you do this exercise, if you don't add any weight, you keep it the same. This could be a body weight exercise, it could be a weighted exercise. You're only going to get so strong with that exercise. So for example, if you find out that your single leg squat is weak on your left or on your right compared to your left, if you start doing single leg squats on both sides, your left side will get stronger, but it's only going to get stronger until the exercise stops stressing it. So if you do initially 20 reps is tiring on your left and really tiring on your right, your left eventually will get to the point where like, oh, that feels pretty good. It's not challenging anymore. And as long as you don't tack on any weight, you're going to reach the ceiling of strength for that exercise. While the right is going to have farther to go, but eventually that's going to get as strong as it can. Because the way you get stronger is by stressing the muscle, breaking it down, and then letting it heal. So if you really wanted to get stronger, then you would have to say, okay, I'm going to increase the max by adding weight. So I'm probably not on anymore. You know, I have this whole whiteboard, and I decide to go way up there. So you can see that kind of, it says add weight up here. So let's say you add 20 pounds to it, then this can keep going. And then this can keep going as well. The trouble is that, I'm just going to bring this down so we can all see it. Max, left side, right side, and then we'll do a new max where we're adding weight. So the problem that I would see for anyone who's trying to get stronger that would actually continue to cause an imbalance is you're doing exercises on both sides. You're like, well, that's easy on my left, but it's still hard on my right, so I'm going to add 20 pounds when I do my left side. That would be a no-no, because what's going to happen is you're just going to skyrocket this up, and this is going to continuing to try to play catch-up. So whenever you're fixing these imbalances, particularly with strength, get to the point body weight exercise is similar on both sides. Once you start to feel the strength equalize, then add weight to it, increase the max amount of strength you can get to it, and that'll still climb, and ideally they'll climb together. So while you might think like, oh, if I do these exercises on both sides, am I going to just continue to build the imbalance? You actually won't if you do it properly. So don't add resistance to the strong side, and I think you'll be okay. But the main thing here is this, is that most runners have imbalance. It's usually core, quads, weak glutes, tightness in their hips, those kind of things. Going after strength is the best place to start. I definitely recommend it. So go after the three things. I'll talk to you. There's three ways to test this that I recommend as a kind of a boilerplate way to check for imbalance. One, can you balance on both sides for 20 seconds without doing like one of these things? You should be able to be nice and strong, hands on hips, 20 seconds in balance. Can you do a single leg squat, 10 to 20 reps on both sides? Do they feel the same? Can you go as far down on each side? If you can't, there's definitely an imbalance going there. And the third way to test is a side plank, either on your knees or on your toes. Get in a side plank. How long can you hold it on the left? Up to 1 minute. How long can you hold it on the right for up to 1 minute? If you're seeing massive discrepancies, I guarantee you have an increased risk for injury. You're really flirting with problems that happen in the future. So address them. Keep the weight, the resistance the same until they feel even. Then add your resistance on top of that. And I'm fairly confident that you're going to have a great running career, great running season. All right, that's all I have to say about this. Out to go skiing. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. And I'll show you here. We'll do a little, for anyone who's watching, we got our Winnie Pooh here. My buddy. All right, everyone, have a great day.